So, good morning. Ngayon naman, pupunta na tayo sa partnership formation. Valuation of investment by partners. The books of the partnership are open with entries reflecting the net contributions of the partners to the firm. Asset accounts are debited for assets contributed to the partnership. Liability accounts are credited for any liabilities assumed by the partnership, and separate capital accounts are credited for the amount of each partner's net investment or assets less liabilities. Partners may invest cash or non-cash assets in the partnership. When a partner invests non-cash assets, they are to be recorded at values agreed upon by the partners. In the absence of any agreement, the contributions will be recognized at the fair values and at the date of transfer to the partnership. So yung sinasabi natin ditong cash, non-cash assets, yun yung mga property, plant, ganon. The fair market value of an asset is the estimated amount that a willing seller would receive from a financially capable buyer for the sale of the asset in a free market. For International Financial Reporting Standards or IFRS number 3, capable buyers for the sale of the assets in a free market for fair value is the price at which an asset or liability could be exchanged in a current transaction between knowledgeable and related willing parties. Adjustments of accounts prior to formation. In cases when the prospective partners have existing business, the respective books will have to be adjusted to reflect the fair market values of their assets or to correct misstatements in the accounts. If the adjustments will not be made, the initial capital balances of the partners may be inequitable. So kasi kapag gumagawa tayo, nag-form tayo ng partnership, pwede doon is yung mga partners na mag-start pa lang from scratch, yung wala pa silang talagang business. Pwede rin naman yung isa is may business na, yung isa naman is wala pa. Or pwedeng both or kung ilan sila is lahat sila is meron na ring business na pag-perform nila ng partnership. Illustration. A reconditioned printing equipment invested by Sonny Ramos was recorded incorrectly in the partnership books at $730,000. Its book value from the proprietorship's records. If the partnership immediately sold the printing equipment for its fair market value of $800,000, the resulting $70,000 gain would increase the capital balance of both partners, Sonny Ramos and Teresita Galang. The printing equipment should have been recorded at $800,000 and Ramos capital credited with $800,000. Simply stated, increases in asset values accruing before formation should be for the benefit of the contributing partner. So dito kasi ang nangyari yun kay Sonny Ramos dahil ang inano niya is yung book value from the proprietor's records na inirecord nila doon sa partnership, naging $730,000 lang yung amount ng printing equipment niya, imbis na $800,000. So dahil ibinenta ni printing equipment yung $800,000, ang mangyayari doon, yung $70,000, magiging hati sila. Imbis na yung buong $800,000 na yun is kay Sonny Ramos lang kasi siya yung nag-contribute ng mismong printing equipment. So dapat fair market value yung ini-record niya at hindi yung book value. So the adjustments of the assets and liabilities prior to formation will be similar to the adjustments that we are already familiar with. However, when the adjustments involves a debit or credit to a nominal account, the capital account would instead be debited or credited. This is so because the partner or the business has ceased to be going concern. A business is not viewed as a going concern if liquidation appears imminent. For example, two sole proprietorship will cease operation because of their agreement to enter into a partnership. Both proprietorship have ceased to be going concern. Illustration. Emerita Gemeron and Emerita Modesto form a general professional partnership. Emerita Geron will invest sufficient cash to get an equal interest in the partnership, while Emerita Modesto will transfer the assets and liabilities of her business. The account balances on the books of Modesto prior to partnership formation follow. So yun kay Kay Emerita Modesto, meron na daw siyang parang may sole proprietor na siya this time. Tapos makikipag-form siya kay Emerita Geron na mag-i-invest lang ng cash para maging equal sila ng interest sa partnership. So, ang binigay ni Emerita Modesto is itong mga cash na negative 180, accounts receivable na 300,000, office equipment na 1.5 million, accumulated depreciation na credit of 600,000, payable of 155,000, salaries payable of 25,000, and Emerita Modesto capital na 1.2 million. It is agreed that for the purpose of establishing Emerita Geron's interest, the following adjustments shall be made in the books of Emerita Modesto. An allowance for uncollectible accounts of 5% of accounts receivable is to be established. Number 2, prepaid expenses amounting to 30,000 were omitted by the accountant. This is to be recognized. Number 3, the additional salaries payable in the amount of 10,000 is to be established. Using the accounting equation of township analysis, the adjustment are as follows. So, sana nakuha yung negative 15,000 ni asset and negative 15,000 ni owner's equity. Dito po sa adjustments yun. Kasi 5% ng accounts receivable is uncollectible daw. So, kung gawin natin dyan, 300,000 times 5%, makukuha natin is 15,000. So, dahil contra account si allowance for uncollectible accounts, naging negative siya. So, number 2, so yung positive 30,000 naman, ito natin makukuha sa number 2 na adjustments naman is prepaid expense amounting to 30,000 ay omitted siya at magiging recognized. At yung number 3 naman na salaries payable amounting to 10,000 ay magiging established. So, magkakaroon tayo ng 10,000 kay liabilities, which is salaries payable. Tapos, 15,000 kay assets and owner's equity na 5,000. So, ipagpa-plus natin ito. Negative 15,000 plus 30,000 kay asset, magiging positive 15,000. And liabilities naman is, i-bring down natin na 10,000 and negative 15 plus 30 minus 10, makuha natin si 5,000. So, 10,000 plus 5,000 is equal to 15,000 and bring down this, so equal sila. So, and there's an explanation on allowance of 5% of 300,000 or 15,000 needs to be established. The account allowances for uncollectible account is a contra asset account. When this account is increased, the effect is to decrease the related asset account. The owner's equity is also decreased since this provision for uncollectible is considered as an expense in the ordinary course of business. Emerita Modesto capital 15,000 debit and credit for allowance for uncollectible accounts, which is 15,000 then. Number 2, an omission to record the asset prepaid expenses will detonate that the expenses of the business are overstated. When the expenses are overstated, profit and correspondingly, the owner's equity is understated. To recognize the prepaid expense, the entry will be debit prepaid expense 30,000, credit Emerita Modesto capital 30,000. Number 3, the establishment of additional salaries payable will increase liabilities. It can be deduced that the salaries expenses are understated, and to correct the misstatement, the owner's equity will be decreased. Emerita Modesto capital debit 10,000, credit salaries payable 10,000. The adjustments prior to formation will entail debits or credits to assets or liabilities accounts. To maintain the double entry account system of accounting, a corresponding debit or credit to owner's equity account will be made. The following T account will serve to summarize the necessary adjustments to the capital account. Owner's equity account, so debit niya, decrease in assets, increase in liabilities. So yung increase in liabilities, pwede natin i-ano yung example dito sa number T, which is nag-increase yung salaries payable natin na 10,000 at yung owner's equity natin naman na Emerita Modesto ay nasa debit. Yung increase in contra assets naman sa number 3 ng owner's equity account, which is debit, pwede naman ang example dito. Sa number 1, allowance for uncollectible accounts, which is nag-increase din siya, which is nasa contra asset account, and naging debit yung emerita modesto na owner's equity account. Yung sa credit naman, parang ibaliktad mo lang siya kung decrease dito sa isa, increase doon, yung increase doon, sa decrease din sa. Opening entries of a partnership upon formation. A partnership may be formed in any of the following ways. Number 1, individual with no existing business form a partnership. Number 2, conversion of a sole proprietorship to a partnership. A sole proprietor and an individual without an existing business form a partnership. And B, two or more sole proprietorship form a partnership. Number 3, admission or retirement of a partner or to be covered in another accounting subject. Individuals with no existing business form a partnership. The opening entry to be recognized or to recognize the contributions of each partner into the partnership is simply to debit the assets contributed and to credit the liabilities assumed in the capital account of each partner. Illustration. On July 1, 2018, Nilo Burgos and Ray Fernan Refazar agreed to form a partnership. The partnership agreement specified that Burgos is to invest cash of 700,000 and Refazar is to contribute land with a fair market value of 1,300,000 with 300,000 mortgage to be assumed by the partnership. The entries are as follows. Debit, cash 700,000, ito yung binigay ni Burgos. Land, 1,300,000 binigay naman or kinontribute ni Refazar. And mortgage payable, credit, 300,000 dahil inassume ito ng partnership. And Nilo Burgos capital, 700,000 which is yung cash lang. And yun, Ray Fernan, Refazar capital naman is yung 1 million which is 1,300,000 less 300,000. So, to record the initial investment of Burgos and Refazar. After the formation, the statement of financial position of the partnership is Burgos and Refazar statement of financial position, July 1, 2018, assets, cash niya, 700,000, land, 1,300,000. So, ang total assets niya is 2 million, and liabilities and owner's equity, mortgage payable, 300,000. Nilo Burgos capital, which is 700,000 lang, and Ray Fernan Refazar capital, 1 million, and Refazar, or total liabilities and owner's equity, 2 million. Illustration. Suppose that Burgos and Refazar form another partnership with Nora Elizabeth Maniquis. Burgos and Refazar considered Maniquis, who was a vast business network in Bicol, as an industrial partner. So, hindi lahat ng mga partners natin is pwede lang mag-contribute ng cash or non-cash. Pwede rin silang industrial. Katulad nito, may vast business network siya. So, yun ang parang kinontribute niya sa partnership. So, the partnership did not receive any assets from Maniquis. In this case, only a memorandum entry in the general journal will be made. A sole proprietor and another individual form a partnership. A sole proprietor may consider forming a partnership with an individual who has no existing business. Under this type of formation, the assets and liabilities of the partnership will be transferred to the newly formed partnership at values agreed upon by all the partners or at their current fair prices. Illustration. The statement of financial position of Leopold de Medina on October 1, 2018, before accepting John Cardo Dalangin as partner is shown as follows. Leopold de Medina's statement of financial position, October 1, 2018. Ang asset niya is cash, 60, notes receivable, 30, accounts receivable, 240, less allowance for collectible accounts, 10,000, so net niya is 230,000. Merchandise inventory na 80,000, furniture is 60 less yung accumulated depreciation 6,000, net na 54,000. At kapag inad mo to, lahat is 454,000 ang ating total assets. Ang liabilities and owner's equity naman, it's notes payable 40,000, Accounts payable, 100,000. Leopoldo Medina capital na 314,000 and then total liabilities and owner's equity of 454,000 pesos. Giancarlo Dalangin offered to invest cash to get a capital credit equal to 1/2 of Medina's capital after giving effect to the adjustments below. So he accepted the offer. So ang ibibigay lang daw ni Giancarlo Dalangin is yung half lang ni Medina capital. So ito yung mga adjustments naman. Number 1, the merchandise is to be valued at 74,000. 2, the accounts receivable is estimated to be 95% collectible. 3, interest accrued on notes receivable will be recognized 10,000, 12% dated July 1, 2018, and 20,000, 12% dated August 1, 2018. Interest on notes payable to be accrued at 14% annually from April 1, 2018. The furniture and fixtures are to be valued at 46,000. Office supplies on hand that have been charged to expense in the past amounted to 4,000. This will be used by the partnership. New books for the partnership. Required per National Internal Revenue Code. The following procedures may be used in recording the formation of the partnership. Books of Leopoldo Medina. Number 1, adjust the assets and liabilities of Leopoldo Medina in accordance with the agreement. Adjustments are to be made to his capital account. Number 2, close the books. Books of the partnership. Number 1, record the investment of Leopoldo Medina, and 2, record the investment of Giancarlo Dalangin. Following the procedures, the entries are books of Leopoldo Medina. Ito na, gagawa tayo ng i-record natin ang adjustments to restate Medina's capital. So number 1 na kailangan natin adjust is the merchandise is to be valued at 74,000. So merchandise na inventory per ledger natin is 80,000 talaga. Pero dahil in-adjust natin o naging agreed upon ng partnership is 74,000 lang, so ima-minus niya. So 80,000 less 74,000 is equal to 6,000. So credit merchandise inventory na 6,000. Number 2 adjustments is the accounts receivable is estimated to be 95% collectible. So accounts receivable natin, net per ledger is 230,000. Ito na yun, minus na yung allowance for uncollectible accounts, net nito. Tapos, dahil 95% collectible lang siya, so 240,000 times 95% is equal to 228,000. So less 230, less than 228,000, makukuha tayo ng increase in allowance of 2,000. So credit 2,000 sa allowance for uncollectible accounts. Number 3 naman is interest accrued on notes payable received will be recognized 10,000, 12% dated July 1, 2018, and 20,000, 12% dated August 1, 2018. So, ang interest accrued on notes receivable is equal to interest natin is equal to principal times rate times time. So, on 10,000 times 12% divided by times 3/12 yan. Times 12% times 3 divided by 12 is equal to 300,000. So, saan natin nakuha yung 3/12? Ito po yon. Nagkaroon tayo ng 3/12 and 2/12 kasi July siya at saka August. Tapos, October kasi, parang October 1 siya nag-record ng statement of financial position niya na last. Kaya parang September na end month ito. Kaya parang September, October, 2 months. Tapos, So parang July, August, September, magiging 3/12. Tapos August, September, which is dalawa lang, so 2/12. So 20,000 times 12%, 2 times 2/12 is 400. So makukuha na yung 700 pesos. So interest receivable natin na debit 700. Next is interest on notes payable to be accrued at 14% annually from April 1, 2018. 40,000 times 14% times 6/12 is equal to 2,800. So yung pangkuha ng 6/12 is ganun lang dito sa interest accrued number 3. So interest payable, credit, 2,800. And the furniture and fixtures are to be valued at 46,000. So yung furniture and fixtures natin at per ledger na 54, i-grade natin is 46 less natin. So magiging 8,000 lang. Mag-increase yung accumulated depreciation ng 8,000. So meron tayong accumulated depreciation, credit na 8,000. At yung last natin na adjustments, which is number 6, is office supplies on hand that have been charged to expense in the past amounted to 4,000. This will be used by the partnership. So, debit office supplies, 4,000. So, kapag nakuha na natin lahat yan, ipagpa-plus na natin si credit, kasi less natin kay debit para makukuha si Leopoldo Medina. Ganun lang din yung nakasulat dito sa 14,100 na decrease. Next is yung number 2. Gagawin natin is, i-close natin yung books of Medina. So, para mag-close natin yung books of Medina is, kakapin lang natin yung cash kasi hindi naman siya nag-adjust. Yung notes receivable. Then, tas yung accounts receivable. Tas yung interest receivable naman is nandito sa adjustment na 700 pesos. Yung merchandise inventory, tsaka office supplies and furniture and pictures, ito yung mga napag-agreed natin. Tapos yung mga dito rin is parang ganun din siya. Kung pinagkaiba lang sa pag-close natin is yung debit dapat ginawa siyang credit, tapos yung credit is ginawa lang siyang debit. So next is books naman ng partnership. So ang gagawin lang dito is parang madali lang din kasi kapag na-close na natin siya, yung nandito na credit, ilalagay mo siya sa debit, kasi mga credit naman dito ilalagay mo sa debit. Ang pinagkaiban lang is dito sa kapag kinos mo yung books, andyan pa yung accumulated depreciation. Pero kapag ilalagay na natin siya sa partnership, magiging net na lang siya. So wala na siyang accumulated depreciation. Pero bakit andito pa rin yung allowance for uncollectible accounts? Dahil andito pa siya kasi hindi naman sure lang siya. Parang allowance lang siya pero hindi pa talaga na minus. Pero kasi yung accumulated depreciation, talagang nag-depreciate na siya kaya ginawa na siyang net. So yung iano naman natin yung record ng investment ni Dalangin, which is half nung kay ininvest ni Medina. So dahil ang inano ni Medina is 299,900, ang divided by 2, magiging makukuha natin ang cash at saka yung capital ni Giancarlo Dalangin. So ito yung computations. Mga computations na to nun. And next, after the formation, the statement of financial position of the newly formed partnership is Medina and Dalangin Statement of Financial Position, October 1, 2018. So yung cash niya, pinag-add yung cash ni Medina at ni Carlo Dalangin, yung notes receivable na 30,000, tas accounts receivable, Ito pa yung hindi na na-agree. Tapos yung less for allowance for uncollectible accounts naman is ito na yon pinag-plus na. Kasi 'di ba, ang allowance for uncollectible dito is 12,000 sa book of partnership. So, yun na yun. So, less niya, magiging 220,000, interest receivable of 700, merchandise inventory 74,000, office supplies 4,000, and furniture and fixtures of 46,000. So, pag-add natin is 592,650. Tapos liabilities and owner's equity naman is ganun din siya. Tapos yung Leopold is 299,900 and Giancarlo is 149,950. Tapos lahat ng mga information dyan is nandito lang din. So next naman is note, the furniture and fixtures are now recorded in the partnership books at the agreed amount of 46,000, which represented the cost of the asset to the partnership. On the other hand, the accounts receivable is still recorded at gross amount of 140,000, which with a related allowance for uncollectible accounts of 12,000. The 12,000 is only a provision for possible uncollectibles. Two or more sole proprietors form a partnership. Illustration, on June 30, 2018, Deo Gracia, Corpus, and Esterdina Guevara, friendly competitors in a certain line of business, decided to combine their talents and capital to form a partnership. Their statements of financial position are as follows. Deo Gracia Corpus, Statement of Financial Position, June 30, 2018, Assets, cash 50,000, accounts receivable 100, merchandise inventory 80, furniture and fixtures 60, and total assets of 290,000. Liabilities and owner's equity, accounts payable niya na 30,000 and Deo Gracia Corpus Capital na 260,000 with a total liabilities and owner's equity of 290,000. Esterdina Guevara Statement of Financial Position on June 30, 2018 naman, asset niya is cash 40, accounts receivable 80, merchandise inventory 100, delivery equipment is 90 with a total offsets of 310,000. Ang liabilities and owner's equity of accounts payable 60 and Esterdina Guevara capital of 250,000 with a total liabilities and owner's equity of 310,000. The conditions and adjustments agreed upon by the partners for purposes of determining their interests in the partnership are: number 1, actual account and bank reconciliation on corpus proprietorships count cash account revealed cash short and unrecorded expenses of 3,500. Number 2, the establishment of a 10% allowance for uncollectible accounts in each book. Number 3, the merchandise inventory of Guevara is to be increased by 10,000. Number 4, the furniture and fixtures of Corpus are to be depreciated by 6,000. And 5, the delivery equipment of Guevara is to be depreciated by 9,000. New books for new books for the partnership required per National Internal Revenue Code. The following procedures may be used in recording the formation of the partnership. Books of Deo Gracia Corpus and Esterdina Guevara. Number 1, adjust the accounts of both parties in accordance with the agreement, and adjustments are to be made to their respective capital accounts. Number 2, adjust or close the books. Book of the partnership, record the investment of Deogracia Corpus. Number 2, record the investment of Esterdina Guevara. Following the procedures, the entries are books of Deogracia Corpus. Number 1, gagawin natin is mag-adjust muna tayo ng mga accounts nila. So, sabi dito, actual count and bank reconciliation on corpus proprietorship, cash account revealed cash short and unrecorded expenses of 3,500. So, magkakaroon tayo ng cash na 3,500 kasi hindi na-record yung expenses. Kaya bababa yung cash natin ng 3,500. Number 2, establishment of a 10% allowance for uncollectible accounts in each book. So, ang accounts receivable natin dito kay Corpus is 100,000 times 10%. Makakakuha tayo ng 10,000 allowance for uncollectible accounts, which is credit. And number 3, the merchandise inventory of Guevara. Dahil kay Guevara to at kay Corpus pa tayo, mamaya muna siya. So number 4, the furniture and fixtures of Corpus are to be depreciated by 6,000. So magkakaroon tayo ng credit accumulated depreciation of 6,000. So 3,500 plus 10,000 plus 6,000 is equal to Deogracia Corpus capital debit 19,500. And number 2 naman, i-close natin yung books ni Corpus. So, yung cash natin, naging 46,500 dahil nagkaroon tayo ng adjustment ng 3,500. So, cash natin ni Corpus is 50,000 less yung adjustment na credit of 3,500. So, magiging 46,500. Accounts receivable of 100,000, which is already given. And next, merchandise inventory of 80,000 and furnitures of fixture of 60,000 ay given din. 80 and 60,000. Next naman, accounts payable natin at 30 is given din. And allowance for uncollectible accounts natin at 10,000 is nandito sa adjustments natin ng credit to debit. And accumulated depreciation natin na 6,000 from credit to debit then. And the Deogracia capital is 240,500 pesos. So, pag-add mo lahat ng credit, less mo sa debit, makukuha mo si capital. Dumapo naman tayo kay books of Esterdina Guevara pala. So, gagawa tayo ng adjustments muna. Ito, number 1 is kay Corpus lang. Number 2 is both sila. So, establishment of 10% allowance for uncollectible account. So, yung accounts receivable ni Guevara, which is 80,000 times 10%, makakakuha tayo ng allowance for uncollectible accounts niyan na 8,000, which is credit. Next naman is number 3, the merchandise inventory of Guevara is to be increased by 10,000. So, merchandise inventory niya, debit na 10,000 kasi nag-increase. Next, number 5, the delivery equipment of Guevara is to be depreciated by 9,000. So, credit accumulated depreciation 9,000. So, 8,000 plus 9,000 is equal to 17,000 plus 10,000 is equal to 7,000 debit Esterdina Guevara capital. Next naman, i-close natin ang books of Guevara. So, Dito muna tayo sa credit. So, cash niya is 40,000. Given na siya, 40,000. Next naman is accounts receivable na 80, merchandise na 100, and delivery equipment na 90,000. Accounts receivable na 80,000. Tapos yung merchandise inventory niya, dahil ang given is 100,000. Tapos nagkaroon siya ng increase dito sa may adjustment na 10,000. So, 110,000. At ang delivery equipment naman natin is 90,000, which is yun yung mismong given. So, next is yung sa debit naman. Ang accounts payable natin, 60,000, which is already given. Allowance for uncollectible, 8,000. Dito sa may number 1 adjustment, 8,000 from credit to debit and accumulated depreciation from credit to debit din kapag mag-close na account. Plus 110,000 plus 90,000 less 60 less 8,000 less 9,000 is equal to 243,000 Esterdina Guevara capital. So, next naman is gagawa na tayo ng books of the partnership. So, pag i-combine na natin ang dalawang accounts or books nila or na-adjust na books nila, Corpus at Guevara. So, makakuha tayo ng cash na 46,500 kasi ang cash dito is 46,500. Tapos, dito is 40,000. Books of partnership. Number 1, ito yung investment ni Corpus. So, 46,500 na cash niya. Tapos, accounts receivable na 100, merchandise inventory na 80,000, and furniture and fixtures of 60,000. Ililipat natin lahat dito yon. Pero yung furniture and fixture from 16 naging 54,000 kasi may accumulated depreciation tayo na 6,000. Ito, accumulated depreciation na 6,000 kasi naging sa partnership na siya, so i-minus na mismo yun accumulated depreciation. Next naman is yung sa accounts payable ni Corpus is 30, allowance for uncollectible na 10, and Deo Gracia Corpus Capital na 240,500 is mula rin dito sa close books of Deo Gracia Capital. Nandito sa debit, na ilagay na natin sa credit kasi books of partnership na. Next naman sa number 2 is to record the investment of Guevara. So, ang cash natin na from credit to debit ang gagawin ulit. So, 40,000 na cash, 80,000 na accounts receivable, merchandise inventory na 110,000, at in delivery equipment natin na 90,000, ima-minus ulit natin sa 9,000 na accumulated depreciation para makakuha tayo ng 81,000 na delivery equipment. Tapos, yung accounts payable ulit natin na 60,000 na credit mula dito sa books of partnership na allowance for uncollectible accounts na 8,000 at Esterdina Capital na 243,000 ay mula din dito sa close na books ni Guevara from debit to credit account except for the accumulated depreciation na naging net na doon sa delivery equipment. So, pagkatapos na natin magawa ng books of partnership, gagawa naman na tayo ng statement of financial position ni Corpus and Guevara sa June 30, 2018. So, ang asset natin is 86,500, which is the combination of the asset of Corpus or the cash of Corpus, which is 46,500, and the cash of Guevara na 40,000, which is 86,500 pesos. Tapos accounts receivable of 180,000. Kasi 100 ang accounts receivable and 8 plus 80 is 180. Allowance for uncollectible accounts din, ganun din, pagpa-plusin natin siya. At lahat ito, pagpa-plusin lang natin. Tapos, kapag nag-plus na natin, okay, copy-paste na, magiging summation na itong lahat. to. Tapos makukuha na natin ang total assets of 573,500. Tapos ang liabilities and owner's equity accounts naman natin is 90,000 of accounts payable, which is consists of accounts payable ni Guevara na 60 and accounts payable ni Corpus na 30, which is 90,000. Tapos next is Deogracia Corpus Capital na 240,500 and Esterdina Guevara Capital na 243,000. Pag-plus na natin, so 90,000 plus yung capital ni Deogracia na 240,500 and capital ni Esterdina no 243, makakuha tayo ng total liabilities and owner's equity na 573,500. So yun lang po. Thank you.
Hello po. So, good morning po. Sana marami kayong natutunan kay Ate Jim Rose. Open cam na lang po tayo for attendance. Okay, so, magbibilang na lang ako. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay na po. So, thank you po mga ading sa pakikinig.
Thank you po.